Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it's Friday, it's November 8th, and I think I figured out live stream. Oh yeah, welcome. I am locked up here, is that the deal? Really? So just locked up, huh? That's awesome. Oh, I couldn't be any happier right now. Hold on, let me, wow. I swear, I even practiced everything. I wanted to make sure everything was going to go off without a hitch, and sure enough, as soon as I switch, that's when we lose. Are we back live now? Are we back live? Nope, we're still not there. That's interesting. Let's take that off and go there. No, we're still not live, huh? That's really impressive. All right, fine. We'll go in here. I mean, I really have been working on getting this to work every single time. And I cannot believe that I'm just sitting here. I'm just using my mouse. That's all I'm doing. HDMI capture. Switch. Switch to there. And then switch back. Hey, look. I'm there. I'm alive. Hey, what's up? Yeah, so that worked really well. It's it's always fun. I work really hard. I actually stop what I'm doing during the day and come in here an hour before the live stream. And I pull out my headphones, I do a quick test, I do a recording, I verify everything is working. And then literally, the moment I hit go live, something goes wrong every time. I mean, the cool thing now with the new live stream thing that I finally figured out is I can actually get the stream going and get it reporting in, everything is active, and I can see and test everything that's going on. And then I just hit go live, and then it just broadcasts out to the world. It's great. But it broke anyway. Oh, well. What a fantastic day. So how is everyone doing? Great to see every single one of you out there. Tony, good to see you down from Australia. How is it there? Is it hot there or is it snowing there? Because I think it's hot there. But somebody said it was snowing in Australia. I don't know. It's cold here, as you can tell. Look at me. I'm in a I don't know, this is a liner for a jacket. It's all I had in here. But it is, it's cool. Been busy at my little short film, which was tiny short film. I had the footage. I was trying to figure out what to do with it. The weather kept changing on it. It was like 96 degrees out there. And so I didn't get all the shots that I wanted. And then other shots didn't turn out. And then there were people walking around. And, I said, let me just put a really short one out there. And I went out to the, the Perlinger Archives. If you don't know about Perlinger Archives, it is a bunch of old videos that have basically been found in the archives of the governments and people's stuff. They just turn them in or what have you, and they are all royalty free. They're public commons free use videos. These are some interesting stuff from the 50s and the 60s and 70s. Some of them are home movies, and they don't have a clue who it is, but it's the title is "Boy Walks Down to the Lake, Throws a Rock." But others are the old, stop, drop, and roll videos. And watch out for Lucy. There's a mad driver on the road. Watch out for school buses. That kind of thing. So the some of that old audio, it sounds really cool. It has that pronounced voices. When fire strikes, always remember to stop, drop, and roll. And so I went out there and just grabbed a couple of audio clips and edited those up, put them on that short film. That short film was like, I guess, not well received. Oh well. It's been really odd for me in the last few weeks. I don't know what it is right offhand. I'm not feeling. I don't know. I've been feeling off. A lot of stresses in life, so it's been hard for me to make videos. But I am working on some. I was out the other day. I was shooting with the that cinema lens from Laowa, and I was trying to find something really impressive to shoot with it. And I thought, the Union Pacific Big Boy, which is a gigantic steam engine that they rebuilt recently, was cruising through a couple days ago now, but cruising through Texas. And this thing is huge. I mean, if you see like a standard diesel engine that is pulling trains across the countries, this thing is like 3 of those put together. It's gigantic. And it's exceptionally loud. But I went out there and filmed that. I'm also filming that again on Saturday. Should be fun. I've got some stuff coming. Sorry. I've got lots of clips. Somebody was reminding me of all the clips that they had. I think it was Bill. And I have so much footage that I've captured that I haven't done anything with. And I need to start doing something about it. So I want to put together some more films from all that. A lot of that was done. I actually started writing some more. All kinds of good stuff. But let's stop talking about me. Let's talk about everybody else. Tony says it's going to be a cool day, but we have 14 to 15 bushfires happening. I think that was it. Yeah, it is that time of year around the world where just fires are going crazy. I'm kind of surprised. Right now, California's got some, but like the whole usually like the Midwest is always on fire at this time. And they're not here in the United States, which is wild. Gerald, what's happening, folks? What's happening, Gerald? Matt Weeks, hey, buddy. How's it going? Going to be seeing you here in just a month. Oh. Good to see you. Weeks, did you get your 300D Mark IIs? And I think you did. You should be loving and enjoying those. Let's see, for sure, yeah. So if y'all didn't, if you're in the United States, last year we had a bloke from Australia fly in. So Tony, if you want to fly in. But yeah, the Masters of Motion is just a month away. They haven't sold out yet, but I think they're just about. So if y'all were thinking about it, just for anybody watching this or anything, go out there to shooteditlearn.com. They are friends of mine. I'm not paid by them. I just love them to death, and I love the show that they put on and the inspiration, because I come out of there so fired up. It's good stuff. Matt says, I did. Cool. You loving them? They're pretty potent. They are powerful. Let's see what else is going on. I have been I wanted to do those paintings that I've been doing, the acrylic pours. I want to do a how-to on that. A lot of people have asked for it, and I said I would. But I've been really trying to get them right and mixing paints and getting it to where it looks cool. Plus, I want it to be cinematic when I do it. I don't want to just have, a live stream. Here I am painting. I want it to be as detailed as possible. So that is actually coming. Matt Weeks said, had to get replacement power cables because the rubber was stripping. Really? Wow. That is interesting. You talking about the actual like the PC power cord or the power cable to the lamp head? That is interesting. Matt's been every year. Yeah. Send the ticket. I'll be there. Tony, if I could afford to, I really would. I'd send you a ticket, and you'd have a blast. Um, yeah, Matt Weeks has been every year. He's been far longer than I have. He's been back when they were first putting it all together and figuring it out. And it's, I mean, how long has it been, Matt? It's like 10 years now that they've been doing it. It's it's long. They moved it to Austin like 6 or 7 years ago. It's wild, but it's so good. I do enjoy the peoples and the all the learning, the inspiration, the teaching, all that good stuff. Oh, we got lots of people on. How else is everybody doing? Ted hooked me up. Great customer service. Yeah, Aperture is pretty phenomenal with their customer service. I do like them. I sing their praises a lot. They do a lot for filmmakers, and in fact, if those of you who I think I spoke about it before, that the closing of their contest is the 11th. So you have just a few days if you want to put together a short 5-minute, one location film. Go out to lightthislocation.com, I believe it is, and submit it. It's $200,000 in prizes to the winner. It is that's a lot. I cannot wait to see what people come up with. I did not enter it. Quite honestly, I felt a little insecure about, because I've seen some of the contest stuff that people submit, and I mean it's pretty good. It's great. I just, insecurity is a thing. Matt, since 2011. Wow, that's a long time, buddy. Alex Stafford, hey buddy, how's it going down there? Way down there. We're getting a nice little group chat going on. I love it. Happy to be here every chance that I can. I think, yeah, next Friday I won't be live streaming. If I do, it'll be one of those I'm on my phone kind of things. I'll be out of town, just a little quick trip with the wife. I do plan on having a video Monday and Wednesday next week. I may switch to one video and then one live stream a week. I don't know. What day of the week do you think is the best day for a video to be released? I ask you because you're the people that watch it, and that's what I want. I want to know what you think. Let's see here. No, what? I don't want that. Just give me the information. Analytics. Cool. I like that. Cool. Yeah, the new YouTube's got good stuff. Matt Week says Monday. Yeah, Monday. Did you submit one, Matt? I tell you, the idea. Everybody out there is going to be getting like the largest location they can get, so they can take advantage of it. My thought, the way I wanted to do it, and I didn't do it like I said, was to do it in a car, because the car would be the hardest single location to shoot, but it would be the coolest, I think. Let's see here. Matt says, and Thursday. Okay. Gerald, shooting my first corporate interview next week, so I've been down the rabbit hole on all things audio. Well, I did a video on audio once. I probably ought to update that one again, but are you doing it with wireless lavs, or are you doing it with a shotgun mic? How are you planning on doing it? I'll tell you, the biggest things I can tell you is prepare for the worst, because you have no idea what's going to be there. If you're going to be in, for instance, Let's see. So the video I put out, I can talk about this. The video I put out on the behind the scenes of the shoot in Atlanta. So we had to do some audio pickups for the interviews, and we came back the third day to do that. And the only room they had for us was this like cinder block locker room with metal lockers in it. That is the worst possible. It's like singing in the shower, and it would not match. It wouldn't sound good. It would be horrible. So we looked at different locations, and you got to be prepared, because it's possible that we wouldn't have been able to shoot in the location we did, which ended up being out on the porch, which was fine because it matched the audio for where we were before. But I mean, if you're in a hard tile room, if you're in a Mexican restaurant where they put the like terracotta tiles down, and the terracotta, I don't know which kind of tiles it is. Yeah, terracotta. No, isn't that Asian culture? I don't know. The hard tiles, the hard walls, you'll have echoes and reverb, and it'll sound horrible. So bring yourself some moving blankets. Go to U-Haul and buy like 2 or 3 of them, and throw those on the floor in front of the talent. That will really, really help on cutting down on the reverb. Just like Bill Howard's, if you've listened to his world's greatest photography podcast, he's done a lot of work to get his audio where it actually sounds better. His room is very echoey, and we talked a lot about that and got his audio about as best we can. Simon Eisenbach, who's currently now in Ethiopia doing some video work down, I guess that's kind of across there. He in his studio that he was doing, he needed to get some audio diffusion for audio or sound deadening, and moving blankets really helped his audio out as well. So that is one of the biggest things I can tell you about, is killing the room as best you can. And then secondly, the closer the microphone, the better. So try not to do a super wide shot. Get the microphone just as close as you can, up or around or from underneath, but kind of point it just ever so slightly in front of the mouth. Or if you can do a lapel, hiding the lapel is great. I don't like seeing lapels myself on the lapel itself, but if you could tape it inside, that's always good. My lapel is right here. I have it in my hat. So it's about hiding and getting that audio as close to there as possible, because signal to noise. The signal is the voice, the noise is the room. So the louder you can get the voice over the room itself, the better off you'll be. Matt says negative. Copy that. Gerald says lav and shotgun. So I have a couple of sources. Deity gear, no wireless at the moment. Yep, no problem. Deity's good stuff. I need to talk to them. I want to get a couple of their shotguns to test. Well, they have like 2 shotguns, I think. I want to test them out. I think they'd be really cool to see how they do. I played with them at NAB, and they were pretty nice. They had a little kind of like a vocal booth set up where you can put on some noise canceling and actually hear how they actually perform. They did perform very nicely. I think Rode's getting a run for their money now. And Rode is another great one. What are you recording with? What kind of, what are you recording audio into? I'm a fan of the Zooms, just because they're so inexpensive and fairly feature-packed and pretty much bulletproof, although they do run through batteries. The Zoom H2N or H4N is very popular. I have the H6 as well. Sorry. And then you can go all the way up to the F8, which is also phenomenal for Zoom stuff. Lob into the Zoom H4N Pro and a shotgun directly to the camera. Might I suggest an alternative there, Gerald? Take the Lav and go into the H4N, take the shotgun and go directly into the H4N. then come out of the H4n with a 1/8 stereo and 1/8 stereo cable, plug the H4n into your camera. What that does is multiple things. Number one, you can mix and control both of those microphones on the H4n, and you'll be sending and pan them left and right. So lav hard left, shotgun hard right, not stereo, or not have them in the middle. That way, what will feed into your camera is a left lav, right shotgun, and you will have the same audio on your H4n. That gives you dual audio capabilities for redundancy in case any one of them has a problem. You can also you can lower levels on like your camera or your H4n, and you can play with it that way. I would highly recommend that rather than just going to two separate. It'll also be very, very easy to sync up because you'll have both the lav and the shotgun to the video itself and synced up. But that's my opinion. Play, test. That's how you do it. That's how I succeed in every one of my live streams. Yeah, well, you get it. Eventually, you know what I think it is? I really think it's my my logo thing that goes, my intro. I think that's what kills that. I don't know. So, who's got questions? Throw some questions out there, throw some comments, have you been watching any movies lately? Have you been seeing any cool stuff lately? Have you been inspired by anything? Have you been reading any good books? Have you been writing? Have you been playing music? I've been playing music. Been writing quite a bit of music actually, which is nice. As long as I'm creating, I'm happy. So if I'm not creating YouTube videos, at least if I'm making paintings or music, then I'm at least being creative, which is so nice. What are y'all up to? What are y'all see any good movies? Has anybody signed up for any of the new streaming services? I'm trying out Apple TV Plus. So far, I can't say that I'm impressed. I'm also trying out Disney Plus. We'll see about that one in next week. Apple TV Plus, to me, I mean, it kind of, I don't know. They feel a little funny. Maybe it's just I'll give it some more time. I only watched a couple of shows. There weren't that many shows on it, to be honest. I find that kind of interesting that they released a product with like 5 shows is all I saw. And I mean, there's a lot of product placement on it. I mean, a lot of product placement. There's Apple stuff everywhere in every one of their shows. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Alex says, Sam Mendes' new film, 1917, looks so good. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I cannot wait to see that. Gerald says, we will have Verizon Wireless Unlimited. So we'll be getting Disney Plus for free. Woo! Yeah, I'll be paying for mine for now. We'll see. So somebody just did the compilation of all the streaming services and said it was the same price as cable. It is true. However, there are some interesting quirks in there. For instance, DirecTV. I'll use that one because I can't get cable out here, but cable typically operates the same way. If I record a show on my DVR on DirecTV, when I go back and watch it, I can fast forward through commercials. I can do whatever I want. On, say, YouTube TV, I can't fast forward through the commercials. The commercials are like YouTube commercials. They just pop up and they play. You can't skip them. You can't do anything. So you're getting those commercials. Same thing with Hulu. Hulu, you're not skipping those commercials. They're putting them in. So it's getting to the point where I'm not sure that these streaming services are going to win. they're actually setting them up to fail, in my opinion. But I don't know. I like new stuff. I like new creations out there. So I'm good with that. Gerald says, can't wait for The Mandalorian. Yes, yes, yes. I will actually be enjoying that one here. What do we got? 1 week? 1 week away? Thursday? Yeah. Let's see. Abel says, hello, Abel. Gerald says, I obtained some of the new shows on Apple TV. I don't know. I wasn't really impressed. Yeah. I tried to watch the one. I know it's not for me. It's for kids. The one, The Ghost in the Bookstore or something like that. It really kind of felt on Apple TV Plus. It kind of felt like one of those Disney Channel kids shows. The acting was far better than a Disney Channel show because those are really hilarious. It was like, okay, let's go out to the park. It's not quite that bad, but it kind of felt that way. I don't know. They weren't for me. They're not for adults, but I'm a kid at heart. So yeah. What else is going on, people? Come on, everybody, fire off some questions, fire off some comments. Let's get the conversation flowing. Because when you talk to me, I talk to you, and everybody else reads that. They then want to join the conversation and talk, and we all have this little conversation going on. That's what I love most about this. Just connecting with friends and colleagues and peers and creatives and people and humans all over the world. And I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people connected right now. We could have some alien life form connected out there. I don't know. I don't know how do you think they have TCP/IP out in space? I don't know. That movie Independence Day, they connected with a modem to the mothership. Yeah, maybe they do. See, live chat. I do find that interesting. They got rid of the. Yeah, that's cool. Used to the live chat, the chat would go to like top chat instead of live chat, which to me was the most useless because I don't really care what the most popular chat comment is. I want them to come in order because I'm talking to you in order and you're talking to me in order. I feel like it should be in order. So I've always had to switch it to live, and now it doesn't even have the option for top. Cool, yay. Gerald says, see, just didn't do it for me, and just didn't do it for me, and I like Jason Momoa. Morning Show was just okay. I haven't seen Morning Show yet. I want to. Jeff, can I make an order? An order for what? Would you like tacos? Sure. What do you want to order? Speaking of tacos, I'm on a diet. Look how fat I am. I am really, really pudgy, and I'm tired of being pudgy, and I am absolutely determined to lose about 100 pounds. So we're going to see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. I don't want to bore everybody with daily stats or anything like that, but I'll let you know. I have lost. I remember where I'm at. I don't remember where I'm at. I've lost like 13 pounds so far, which is good. Let's see here. Abel says, do you think short films are still a good medium to get into? If you aspire to make it into a feature, yes, absolutely. And I'll give you an example. So if you haven't seen Ryan Connolly's Film Riot's new short, There Comes the Knocking, I believe it is, you should go watch it. And really what that is the perfect answer to your question there, Abel. And that is, he was pitching some stories to big companies. And they weren't really sure he could do it. They were like, you're talented. You got it. But we just don't feel like you have it yet for a full-length feature. So he produced the short as a proof of concept for the full feature that he actually already has written. And I mean, the short is really, really good. I mean, it is short. I mean, a lot of people were saying that they didn't quite understand the whole premise, and no, you're not supposed to yet. I mean, he didn't want to give it all away. You don't give away the ending. So pick a part of your feature and do short of it. Do it as a proof of concept. I've got a couple that I am going to shoot shorts of that are actually full-length features. And I'm going to do that very same thing because I think it's working really well. And I think a lot of other people are agreeing that, it's about proving to others and to yourself that you can do it when you want to make a feature. I mean, ultimately, it's not about proving anything. I mean, let's be not honest. I mean, we're being honest. Let's be realistic, and that is you're shooting the short film for yourself. You're shooting the long film for yourself, the full length. So, I mean, don't get caught up in what everybody else thinks. But the more you do it, the more you practice your craft, the more little shorts you put out, the more prepared you're going to be for the feature. I mean, I really think short films are fantastic. And they're cheaper, they're easier, they're faster, but they have the same problems. When you have a full-length feature, you may have 90 scenes to shoot. When you have a short, you may have 3 or 4 scenes to shoot. A scene is a scene. And dealing with 90 versus dealing with 4, it's the same woes. There's just more of them. So it's good practice. Jeff says, I'm right there with you, Scott. Yeah, I understand. He says, I'm looking at 40 pounds. Yeah, good start. Matt says, I am sick on the couch and just watched El Camino. I think you mean El Camino. What did you think of El Camino? I actually liked it. I thought it was nice. For those of you who don't know El Camino was the feature-length ending of Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad, no, Rex, you go lay down. It's cold outside. I'm not letting you out. Lay down. He's just staring at me. He's like, can I go outside? No. And it was Breaking Bad was 5 or 6 seasons, and then it ended on a bombshell, and then they continued it in the El Camino. So I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of funny having to do it 10 years later after Breaking Bad, and one of the characters was so much larger. I mean, you could tell he aged. He put on some weight. And, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't make them much younger and much thinner, on short notice. So I thought that was interesting, but I thought they pulled it off. Matt, buddy, what you got, the flu? I don't get sick anymore. I stopped believing in getting sick, and I haven't been sick since. Sixth Sense, good movie. I have not been sick in years. Maybe 3 or 4. I mean, I'll get sinus infections periodically, but I mean, the last time, probably 4 or 5 years ago, the last time I actually got sick, where I had a fever and the flu. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in getting sick. Nah. Jay says, hello, man. Just wanted to tell you that I love your content. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Where are you from? What do you do? Do you shoot, photography, writer, filmmaker, music lover, thrill seekers? What do you do? Tell me about yourself. I appreciate that. And Matt Weeks, were you saying Monday or Thursday for the day of the week that video should come out? Bill says, hola, sorry I'm late. Bill, we were just talking about you. Now you're going to have to go back and watch the live stream to find out what we said about you. We talked about you. I used you as an example, too. Jay says, from France, and I'm currently studying VFX in LA. Well, fantastic. That's cool. You are you in school, or are you actually interning, or just working in a VFX house there in LA. That's kind of cool. I love that kind of work. I can't sit at the computer too terribly long for like VFX stuff. I want to see something happen quickly, and it's really hard for me to sit there because VFX is way a lot of thought and preparation. Alex says, have you watched Daybreak on Netflix? Probably one of my favorite Netflix shows ever. I have not. Tell me, what is that about? I feel like I've heard that. I don't know that one. I'll have to look that one up. I'm always good on trying out shows. Even Gerald got me to watch I don't know, the TARDIS, whatever that thing is, that show that's been on forever. Yeah, that one, and it wasn't bad. He gave me. I actually, as I was watching it, I was sitting there thinking of ideas because I love that style of filmmaking. It's pretty. Doctor Who, yes, and I do. I also have set the latency to really low so that the conversation will happen faster. Doctor Who, yes. Alex says, Ferris Bueller meets Zombieland meets Mad Max. I'll have to say that all three of those movies are pretty good. So if you can combine them together, I probably like it. So yeah, I'll give that a shot. Daybreak. Let me make a little note here. Oh look, I'm live. Oh yeah, if y'all don't know this, I didn't know that. So YouTube changed their notifications thing. Used to just be no, go lay down. You're not going outside. They the notifications. So if you click the alert bell, there's two options now. One of them is like, I don't know what the two options is. One of them means that you get all the notifications, and the other one means you get some of the notifications. So if you like me a lot, make sure you put it on all the notifications, because otherwise you're not going to get the notifications on my live streams, which is, I guess if you don't like me, it's probably the right answer. Jay, tell me a little more about your VFX work and all that good stuff. And let's see. Alex says, Doctor Who, that is my favorite show ever. All right, Alex, between you and Gerald, you'll have to pick the next Doctor Who for me to watch. And it was hard for me to find that one, too. I forget where I had to go to watch it. Maybe it was on Amazon, I think. Find the next one for me to watch. It has to be a good one. Jay, currently in a school, but I can't wait to do an internship. Well, are you doing stuff on your own? I mean, that is pretty much what school is about making connections and friends and doing a bunch of stuff on your own. So you should be mad working on VFX stuff on the side. And, we'd love to see some of that stuff. Abel says, have you tried some anime? They have some great stories. Abel, I have the hardest problem with anime, and I don't know what it is. There have been so many different anime classics, I guess, that people say, oh, you would really love it, you really believe it. I can't get into them. I'm not sure what it is. And I like cartoons, maybe not as much as I used to, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe that part of my kid inside has gone away. But like I've tried supposedly like the best were like Howl's Moving Castle and all of those. I didn't connect to them. I don't know what it is. I've tried several. My friend is really into anime and tries to get me to watch several of them. I try them, and I don't know. I just can't connect. I don't know what it is. I'm defective when it comes to anime. Gerald says, my son has tried to get me into anime for a while now. I'll say Akira was pretty good. Granted, it's a little old school, right? And then there's Naruto or something like that is the other one. Bill I like Young Justice and the DC animated universe, but straight up anime is hard for me to get into. You know, the Spider-Man movie where they did it like a comic book, where the animation was like that? Was it Into the Spider-Verse or something like that? I had a hard time connecting to that, and I really don't know. I used to love. I mean, one of my favorite cartoon movies was The Secret of Nim. I loved that movie. I probably watched that movie 100 and something times. And I was so into the animation. The original Lion King. I was so into that kind of animation, and I just can't. It's hard for me now. I don't know. Maybe it's because I pick up a camera and I don't draw anymore. Could be. Abel says, try Cowboy Bebop. It's like the Western show you never thought you needed. Cowboy, that's an anime? I'll look into that. Bill says, Into the Spider-Verse, and I thought it was just great. They're working on a sequel now. I don't know what it was. It may have been that I wasn't in the mood when I watched it. And it also could have been that it was streaming in very, very low res because the internet was really bad at the time here. But it was tough. And I watched it like 1 o'clock at night. I don't know. Each and every person is just ever so slightly different. And that's what kind of makes us awesome. Gerald says, I actually really got into the Spider-Verse flick. Love that Nick Cage did one of those video voices. Did he? I did not know that. What's that new movie that Nick Cage is in? Or, around here we call him The Cage. It's got a lot of color in it. I've only seen a couple of like stills from it, but it looks like they're using airy sky panels everywhere. They have like massive color shifts all over the set. That probably just got me demonetized, even though I didn't say the word. Let's see here. Gerald says, who here is old enough to remember the heavy metal flick? I watched that one. I know it. I'm old enough. I didn't get into that one either, really, when I saw it. I don't know. That one was tough for me. Bill says, I remember. First time I saw it was late on HBO when our family first got cable and the parents weren't home. I think that's probably true. Back when I saw it, we lived out in the country, kind of like I do now, and we didn't have cable. We had a satellite dish, not DirecTV. We're talking about the 10-foot satellite dish. And my parents used to, when they would go out, they would lock so there were 2 boxes. One box was change the channels and tune it, and the other box would be to move the dish. So what they would do is they would move the dish to a location that only had safe and good and wholesome, basically not anything R or X rated on the dish. And then they would take the movement box and lock it into a toolbox and put a lock on it. And that's when I learned how to pick a lock. Let's see here. Oh, conscious creative Fritz the cat. Oh, that's bad. Matt Weeks says cold. Cold? You have a cold? Are you just now replying? How far back are you? Gerald says, I remember those days, Bill. Had to sneak to watch as well as Porky's and Animal House on HBO. Somebody posted, and Facebook keeps deleting it. But somebody had posted what porn looked like I just said that word. That's probably get demonetized. What it looked like in the 80s, and it was the old scrambling. So everything was like off a channel, and it was all swoopy, and they're saying, this is what 80s kids remember. And that had me bust out laughing, because the way the scrambling was in the old days, they would tune it between 2 channels. It's pretty funny. Tyler, hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Did you get all your announcements? Let's see. Any new client projects you could talk about? The only one that has released now, it was a short interview, small little kind of a informational thing for a nonprofit that I just basically did for free uh, for a uh, charity that does work with vets and horses. It's called Knights of the Grail, and it's on YouTube if you search Knights of the Grail, or it may be KOTG on there. Let me see what it is. KNIGH of the Grail. And they're really cool. The Knights of the Holy Grail. No, that is not the one. So it's Knights of the Grail. KOTG is the channel, and then why Knights of the Grail matters. That's the video I put out. That one I actually I shot, edited, and also scored the music on it. The music's not that great. I was having a lot of trouble. wasn't feeling right, but they loved it, so that's all that matters. Tyler says, good, just got home from a shoot. Nice. We need to go. Oh, I can't eat pizza now. I'm on the keto diet. I was going to say we should go eat pizza, but maybe next year. After I lose my weight. Oh, yeah. This is a good live stream. I'm enjoying this. Good fun times. It's only 4:45. I got my hot tub fixed finally. Oh, I have so needed that. My back has been... Well, that's a lot of my problems right now is there's a lot of strain on my back. Many don't know, but I've got fused vertebrae in my back from an accident back 25 plus years ago. And when I add weight on my body, it tends to cause a lot of pain, and like I've lost a lot of flexibility. And my hot tub has been one of the saving graces that helps soothe the back, keep it right. And it broke, and we've been fixing it, trying. I mean, as a couple of dollars comes in, we buy a part and put it all back together. Right now it's heating up. It has 2 leaks, which we're going to try the flex tape from Flex Seal. We're going to try that and see if that fixes it. We'll see. Did I shoot that KOTG video on my red? Yes, I did. That was red and Sigma lenses. It was it was shot over 3 different days, and it was hard to do. That day was really hot where I got all the interviews. If you look, you could actually see the sweat on everybody's faces, and then their like shirts. I tried to zoom in enough to try to block that, but I mean everybody was super hot. And then I actually have like 4 other videos that I'm going to edit from them. I got tons of interviews. All those people that were on there all gave like full, long, nice interviews for them, and it's a good charity. I like them. I like what they do, and it's nice. So I've got to edit those and put those out. The other was the SunTrust video. I don't know if I linked it last time, but I think those are still coming out. That was the one I was DIT and editor on, one of the editors. And that stuff is out there. Those are the 2. Those are the behind the scenes that I uploaded a week ago. Looks really nice. Thank you, Jared. Gerald says, I'd like to shoot some stuff for charity. Not really sure how to go about reaching out. The charity is actually one of the easiest ones. Find a small charity and just talk to them. Don't charge them. Just do it for you and them. And when you do that, it kind of takes a little bit of the stress off, because it's not like they're going to ask you for $1 million shoot. Just, throw something together the best you can. Talk to them about the story you want to tell, and then, shoot it. Try to put it together and see what you can come up with. No, lay down. Do it that way. Bill says, shoot something for animal rescue groups. Yeah, sure. The key to animal rescue, shoot it in slow motion. That is, every one of those is, I've always wanted to do that where, like down and out filmmakers and just kind of shoot them all in slow motion. In the eyes of that kind of thing. But I felt somebody would probably take it wrong and not understand the humor in it and say, well, I'm taking away from the dog charity. That's not why I do things. I don't do things to take away from others, but yeah. Bill says, when I went full-time in photography, that was one of the first things I did to get my name out. Yeah, it works. And you'll find a lot of charities are run by wealthy individuals who have kind of a philanthropist mindset, and they're very well connected. And it's really a good thing to do. I mean, I shot some stuff long time ago for charities, and I got my name out there a bunch just because everybody goes, oh my God, that video looks great, or what have you, who did it? And then you get referrals that way. Tyler says, where can I watch these? Which ones? Which ones? The SunTrust ones, I don't know. I think those are on Instagram. SunTrust. There's SunTrust. Let's see here. Let's do videos. I'm just kind of looking to see if they're out here. Yeah, they're for the Atlanta United soccer team, and they're not on their website, or they're not on YouTube. SunTrust Atlanta United. I think they're on Instagram right now. Filter, upload date. Yeah, I don't know where they're being released at. It's got to be Instagram. Let's see. Instagram. The Knights of the Grail, KOTG, is where on YouTube is where you can find that other one I did. No, I'm not going to turn on notifications. SunTrust. Let's go there. Yeah, okay. So if you go to Instagram and you go to SunTrust, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th post. It's a video, the official bank of Atlanta United. That's one of the commercials from that shoot. There's a bunch of others. I guess they haven't put them out yet. But yeah, that's some there. Let's see here. Back to my Conscious Creative did the filming of the Miss Wilson pageant. Did the filming of the Miss Wilson pageant a couple of weekends ago, including the judge interviews. That went pretty well. Like you said about charities, there are lots of well-connected people involved. Yeah, if you do a good job, they spread your name. Gerald says, I imagine I'll need to put something together to show them. You guys know I don't do a bunch of video. Now, you don't have to show. It's all about talking. When you're talking about something like that, like the KOTG little charity video, that is you talk to them about what you're trying to tell. you know, I wanted to share the stories. I said I wanted to tug at some heartstrings. I wanted to find out, what was it that was bothering the veterans that they needed and were looking for something to help them. And then what was it about horses that helped them? And then what was it that the charity was wanting to talk about? And so all three of those together was basically, those are the questions that I asked or explained that this is kind of what I want to capture here. And then they loved that idea, and we went out and shot the interviews. We shot a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. They kind of assembled that little short video as their main video, and then we'll do some more one-offs that they can kind of release over time. Tyler says, cool, I'll check them out. Yep. This is just sick. What's just sick? Oh, I just had a comment pop up down there and said, this is just sick. And I'm like, I don't know what you mean. Anthony Limos commented on one of my videos. It was the Georgia Guidestones. Was the Georgia Guidestones video not that cool? I guess not. Let's see here. Bill says, it just landed yesterday, a 4 commercial set for a real estate agent. Gerald, that is not houses. Let's see. Gerald says, thanks, Scott Bill. I would love to see some of what you shoot for that. I'd like to get some more stuff like that. Like interviews, the best way, more stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, when you're pulling interviews out of people, you really need to be as human as possible and not be behind the camera. So usually I'll set the camera up over here, pointed at them, and then I stand off to the side. I'm like, don't worry about the camera. Let's just talk. And what I generally do is I kind of like lead them into the interview without saying we're starting. And what that does is it really kind of takes the stress of the interview off their shoulders. I'm assuming this is what you're asking. If not, you can tell me to hush and I'll just stop. But so I just started talking to them just kind of about things. I'm like, just like, oh, so you've been doing this a while, kind of talk kind of like you're trying not to be on camera. And you just kind of talk, yeah, so you've been doing this a while or whatever. Like, you like the horses or, what kind of things? I mean, what is it about the horses that you really like? And boom, they're answering to me. And they don't even realize that they're in the interview already. And I've got the perfect video, the perfect answer coming out of there. And what I do is I tell them beforehand, I want you to answer the question with the question in the answer. And I always give the example. When I ask you, what did you have for breakfast? Don't say bacon, eggs, and sausage. Say, well, this morning I had sausage, eggs, and bacon for breakfast. And I said, we'll practice that. We'll just have a little conversation beforehand, and you can kind of practice, get a feel of it. And then I can kind of feel, as I'm talking to them, when they're ready to actually answer questions without knowing. And then just kind of ease into those questions. And before they even know it, they've entered the interview. And they're at ease. They're very relaxed. I mean, you don't want people to get emotional. I mean, on purpose. You don't want people to hurt. But if you lead them down where they want to talk and just kind of support that conversation. If it is something sad, they might break down. And, those are actually very, very important for like a charity to get some kind of sadness and then relief from that. And that's really what it's about. So in that one video of the KOTG, this was about the sadness. They're talking about what it was, what they do, and then there's a little message at the end. And then the next ones will be using individual interviews to kind of share their personal stories. Bill says, I should be able to post that when I finish. Most of my video stuff has been where I couldn't, unfortunately. Yep. Gerald says, nope, this is good info, Scott. Cool. Bill, how's your van design? You like it now? You changed it up. I assume that you changed it up after seeing mine and going, fine, it's a better idea. And so you completely redid yours. So I'm interested to see how it is. I want to see you build a better desk to sit at. I'll tell you, the funniest thing was when Bill and I were up in North Carolina, I forget which ridge that was, and we're just kind of taking naps. I was feeling really kind of like drained and needed a nap, and Bill was going to finish up some stuff, and so I came back to go over there and talk to him, and he was in his hammock. He's just swinging away, but he was asleep. It was hilarious. All right, who's got questions? Who's got fun stuff? What do you got? Let's talk. Let's chat. Call in 1-800 blah 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 blah. Bill says, or Gerald says, Bill, you got to get some new episodes of that podcast out. Ooh, yeah, I've noticed that there hasn't been one in the last couple of weeks. Bill's starting to act like me. I believe they call that ebb and flow. Sometimes we can push, and then we have to slow down. One of my big things, like with my videos, is with that aperture video, I set the bar to where I wanted my videos to be. And it takes a lot of work to do that. And I look at it and I'm like, ooh, is today going to be the day when I do that? And I've got to finish up this video for the videos, or the cinema lens. I've got to shoot all that stuff with the motion control and all that good stuff. So it's always daunting to get on there. Let's see here. Harold Green. Oh, hey, Harold. Hey, Scott. No questions. Just joined in during dinner break on a rapid edit saying hi. Well, I appreciate that, Harold. Did you get your leaf blower fixed? I thought that was funny. Harold had posted on Facebook. He's like, can you tell where my leaf blower quit? Because he had all these leaves on half of his driveway and then the other half. And then he posted it was like a couple hours later the next day. His whole driveway was covered with leaves again. I'm like, no one even knows now. How you doing, Harold? Harold, you're around Bill's neck of the woods. Bill says, oh, yes, just finished. Have the bed and foam mattress cut currently now. Have the 12-volt on-demand water pump running, inverter switch on the dash. The lights are on 3 switches. Very good. Man, you're starting to feel it now. I know you're going to enjoy that van. Harold Green says, no. Okay. Bill says, and that's Harold saying no to the leaf blower. Bill's responding to Gerald. Photography, yes, I will have some more come out. One of the interviews I have coming up, we are waiting a tad because she just had a baby. Well, there you go. Got to do that. Still is covered in leaves. It's awesome. Gerald says, what motion control rig do you have? I assume Kessler. Is it the multi-axis movement? Yes, it is Kessler. Gosh, I can't show it right now. I am, when I do the and when I do the paint, the pouring, I'm going to be doing it on the motion control, and I'm going to do a behind the scenes of it. And I use the Kessler. I kind of built my own rig from all the Kessler stuff. So what I have is a Kessler. That was weird. I have a Kessler shuttle dolly that is overhead, and it's an 8-foot run. And then underslung from it, I have the Kessler Cine Slider, which is a dolly, a small slider. It's hung underneath from it. And it's hung perpendicular. Then on it, I have their second shooter pan and tilt head, which is obviously does tilt and pan, or as everybody else in the industry calls it, pan, 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 pan. So what that gives me is it gives me an XY on the movement. So instead of sliding or forward and back, I can actually go X and Y. So I can do circles with my camera that's hung upside down, and then I can rotate or pan, and then I can tilt. So I can then take my phone and I can run up to it and point downward, and then I can turn, I can back up, and then I can circle and orbit in a circle that. I can do all of that with that, putting all that together. And one of the reasons that I want to do that behind the scenes is right now, Edelchrome, which is a fine motion control, they keep touting that they're the best motion control out there. They're good, but they are not the best. And Kessler can do what they can't do. All of this stuff is hooked up to my laptop, where I can set like 30 keyframes, different places to go. And then I can create Bezier curves as to how that thing will arc as it goes. You can't do that with an Edelchrome. Edelchrome, you can say, go here, and it does what it wants to get there. I've all that control. If you watch that Aperture 300D Mark II video, that intro was all done with that Kessler setup. Also, if you're interested in Kessler gear, man, I keep getting stabbed. Probably like a splinter or something in my back. If you're looking for Kessler gear, they're doing the flash sales on Friday. No, I'm not paid by Kessler. But every Friday they have a new product, and it's 30% off, and it's a hell of a deal. So they had their quick receivers last week. This week is the Pocket Jib Traveler, which is the small jib. It's perfect for a mirrorless or DSLR, but it folds up, compact, goes right on top of a tripod. Tripod? Nice. Tripod. It's 30% off. I don't know what next week's will be, but they're going to have a bunch of them, so maybe if you're looking for some stuff, you can get 30% off. See. Bill says, also have some stuff set up for astrophotography and a couple of big names in YouTube landscape photography. Nice. Gerald says, those multi-axis setups are still just so damn expensive. Yeah. I mean, if you're on a budget, you can go to eBay and buy some. But yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of money. But what you can do with them is a game changer. The most overused word in the world. Ollie, hey Ollie. Hi Scott, speaking of Kessler, how come they stopped making new products? I remember at NAB a few years ago that they showed a MC Crane prototype and nothing came of it. So they are. So number one, they don't go to any of the shows anymore. The reason they don't is what they found was everybody already knows their name. Everybody already knows their products. So it's a lot of money, and going to like NAB is a lot of money. So they put that money back into the company. They have been making a lot of products. The strange part of like their business and those similar is, where do you go from there? What do you do next with that? What they're working on now is they've been working on the like car mounts, so suction cups that go on to rig up motion, or not motion control, but stabilizers and gimbals on a car as you're driving. So they've got their isolators, their shock mounts that they've been working on. They've got a lot of stuff coming. I mean, they really are working, but it's like the motion control crane. So you can do that yourself. What they found was there's not really enough market for people to want to buy. So, I mean, they would absolutely jump on it. I guarantee that if there were 1,000 people that wanted to spend, say, $10,000 on a motorized jib, and they could make enough money on that to justify the design and all that, and a little profit, to keep the lights on, that kind of stuff, they would do it. But it takes people reaching out and saying, "This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for." They're very receptive to requests, and they keep them on. They have a huge storage room full of ideas, but it takes a lot of people interested in that to do it. I love motion control. I really love motion. I think it brings out so much more. A lot of what Kessler does is time lapse, and people kind of went through like a phase of time lapse and now have forgotten about it. But time lapse is still a very cool thing. Motion control, it just depends. So they're still making products. They've got some new products coming. I don't know when they're releasing them. I've heard about them. They're cool. They're really cool. They're kind of specialized because, where do you go? Where do you go next? My personal thing that I would like to see, I would love to see a super, super lightweight travel slider. I'd love to see one. I don't know if they'll make one or not. And if I did, I couldn't say. Let's see here. Even the Rhino stuff for lighter weight stuff is crazy. There's a lot of money in getting that stuff to work. They're not making a lot of profit. I mean, they're making money to keep the lights on and feed families and all of that. And that's one of the things that I love about Kessler is, Eric, personally. I mean, he loves his family. His family is his company and all the people that work for him. He loves them. And he treats them like family. And he wants the very best for them all. So, if you're looking for one, I would strongly recommend a Kessler product, but if you don't buy Kessler, it's fine. There's lots of other products out there you can buy. See, Bill says, Gerald did a photo shoot for a home inspector last week and had an RC truck with with a 360 mounted and several LED light bars and another camera. Yeah, Freefly makes one. I forget what it's called, the Taro, and it's a big RC truck with a one of their Movi Pros on there that's all shock mounted, and they can control it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a small Movi Pro, but yeah, it works. But they've been used a lot, and yeah. Gerald says, I'd like to see some of that, Bill. Yep. Bill says, a monitor on his controller he uses to check plumbing. Yeah, I can see that. Gerald says, Scott, I've been watching some of the stuff from the English fella on Crimson. Yeah, I like him. He's Australian. He's not English. On YouTube. What do you think about the channel? I love Rubidium. He's a super nice guy. We're friends on Facebook. He's changing his channel up a little bit. He's going to take people on a guided tour of his full-length feature film that he's working on, and it's a well-funded. I mean, it's not a multi-million-dollar film, but it's well-funded. Rubidium's a nice guy. He's very talented and skilled. He's got a great following. I always look at his channel and I'm like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing, but he's got like 20 times the subscribers as me. I don't know. No, Rex, you're not going out. Go lay down. Yeah, his channel's really cool. Crimson Engine. Yep. Ali says, I'm not complaining. Still super happy with my second shooter 5 years later. Just feel like it could use refreshing. I agree with you, Ali. I do agree. I feel like it could be smaller, and with more capability. And honestly, if you want another second shooter or a refresh one to come out, reach out. Send him an email. Uh, Talk to him on Facebook. Michael Sutton, if you don't know who he is leading up the engineering. Well, actually, more of the creative side of everything. The engineering is done by another guy, but talk to Michael Sutton and say, hey, Scott told me to hit you up. And, tell him what you're looking for. And, he won't steer you wrong. Mike's kind of a funny guy. If Kessler can't make it, he'll build it in his garage for you. Let's see here. Bill says, hey, Bill. Microsoft has a storage project called Project Silica, where they store data on quartz glass. I saw that. The proof of concept where they stored Warner Brothers Superman movie on it. Do you think we will ever see it in production? I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever see it. But they may use it, but like a user would never use it. They took the entire movie of Superman and they stored it on a piece of glass this big. It was interesting. Other Bill says, and regarding the podcast Gerald was a guest on, yep. I've seen so many recent vids where they have those speed ramp transitions for real estate videos. Yeah, speed ramps are pretty popular and common. And quite honestly, now the new version of Premiere 2020 now has speed ramps up to 20,000%. Yay! Speed ramp, and I even did a tutorial on speed ramps. They had a limitation of 1,000%, which was super annoying. And I even showed on my demo, you'd basically go in there, ramp it up to 1,000, then cut the middle of 1,000, nest it, and then ramp that up or speed that one up to like 1,000, which sped it up, which allowed you to go like to 10,000. So now you can do it all the way. Yay! Bill says, Bill, I saw that, very interesting. Yep, that's the silica. Let's see. Gerald says, yeah, I don't get that for real estate. Wrong audience for that stuff, at least for the stuff I shoot. Well, it depends on the story you're telling there, Gerald. Think about a very technology-centric house. Think about a house that flows and you can speed ramp. What does that sound? Hold on one second, folks, while I go look outside. There's some banging going on. Move, Rex. No, move. You're not going out. No. Nope, that's all good. That's weird. Hi, buddy. You just lay down, dog. No, I think what I'm hearing is it's deer season, and I think I'm hearing gunshots. That's probably why he wants to go out, which is even more reason for him not to go out. Let's see here. Yeah, Gerald, if you're showing a fluid movement, you want people to flow through the open living area. You can do that with speed ramping. You kind of warp into the next room, but people felt they flowed right through. Yeah, that's definitely gunfire. And then they flow to the next room, and they flow to the kitchen. Speed ramp's a great choice for that. Think about that. Gerald says, I'm bad at identifying accents. Let's see here. Speaking of Premiere, that new auto reframe is actually going to be quite useful to me. Yeah, it's going to be useful to a lot of people. I like that. And it's so funny because we just did that SunTrust shoot where we had to shoot in multiple formats and frame for multiple formats and then edit for multiple formats. And now you could just do it in Premiere. Oh, yeah. All right, let's throw some more questions out there. Come on. We got lots of people out there. Let's keep the live stream humming. Keep it going because otherwise I'm just thinking about food. I need to send a text to my wife real quick. Please find the flex tape. Keep looking, if not at one place. There we go. Yeah. I got a little bit of a leak on my hot tub. Bill says, how odd is it to live where you do a go and yeah, that's gunfire, and then you go on with your day? Yeah, I mean, I live in the country. It's kind of a thing. And quite honestly, I probably just got demonetized for even saying it. Alex Stafford says, or no, Bill says, other areas of the United States would cause for concern. Well, that's true. I mean, unless you're in like South Chicago or some places like that. Alex Stafford says, have you used an FS7 before? I'm using for a production that I'm going to onto next week and having some mixed feelings. Yes. And Tyler, who may or may not still be on here, owns an FS7 and has used them many more times than I have. It's a good camera. What's the mixed feelings? So the thing about the FS7 to me is it is Sony's old color science, and it looks very much like Sony Video, and it takes some tweaking in post to get it to not look like that. But it is like the standard documentary and reality camera. It's really what they use all the time. It's very popular. I'm interested in the FX9, although I'm really shocked that they're coming out with the FX9 only being 4K. It's a 6K sensor that shoots 4K. Canon is like, we got a 6K sensor that shoots 6K. I really think the C500 Mark II is going to really, I mean, unless something is majorly wrong with it that we just don't know yet, I think it's going to capture the market really well. Really well. Let's see here. Let's see here. Looking for anybody, anything? Yep. Yeah, so a friend of mine just got the Portkeys EVF and loves it. It is really cool. I'm glad he got it. I'm sad that he didn't buy it using my link through Amazon though. Portkeys EVF. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Yep. Good stuff. I saw this thing at NAB. It is really nice. That's interesting. It says, hello, sign in. Oh, I love this. It's going to send me an email, isn't it? Nope, there we go. So, yeah, throw some questions out there. Throw me some questions, or I'll sing a lot. If you're looking for that EVF that I recommend, there it is right there. Here we go. Alex says, could be that I'm just used to Canon shooter and being a C100, C200. Just the menus and workflows seem a little bit odd. Yeah, it's the Sony menu system. I don't mind the image that comes out of it, though. Gerald says, the red you have, what size is sensor on it? The one that I have now is Super 35. So it's a 5K Dragon Super 35. The one I had before was larger than Super 35. It was 0.83 of a full frame, and it was 6K. Tyler says, hey, Alex, I can answer questions you may have. Just PM him. Tyler is a fantastic guy. Absolutely. He's talk away. Alex says, thanks, man. I'll hit you up if I do. Yep. Boy, somebody's shooting like crazy out there. That probably just got me demonetized. Yeah. Let's see. What else is going on? All right, come on, let's see here. Ali says, so far footage from the C500 has been underwhelming. Interesting. I'll never understand why camera companies don't spend money showcasing footage from new cameras. I don't know that it's underwhelming, but I mean, everyone has their own opinions. I'll respect that. Don't get me wrong. I thought it looked pretty good, but I really think that there should be a lot more footage from it. Right now, I agree with you there. They should absolutely be trying to get their very best out there, because they're asking everybody to pre-order right now, and you don't have anything really to show other than specs. Yeah, I think they need to up the game. And Canon's been off. They've been off their game for years, and I'm really pleased that the C500 Mark II is coming out, and because it's definitely newer. Tyler, I'm out. Have a good weekend. You too, buddy. Take care. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna put the little timer out there. If people don't have any questions. Remember when the C300 came out and Vincent LaFerrari made the short film? Yep, I do. I do remember it. Vincent's a cool dude. I just wish he was more out. Like he's been kind of in seclusion for a while. Aaron Smith. Hey, Aaron. Hi there. Are you familiar with stabilizers? Yes, I am. Is the Flycam Zest Pro Aim Vista 2 worth investment? I'm really thinking about picking one up. Thank you for your work, and I appreciate your videos. Thank you, Aaron. My answer to that is no. If you are flat broke and you absolutely will never be able to afford anything else ever, then maybe. But they're really not built that well. The example I can give, if you go back through my videos and look at my What is a Map Box video, I talk about, and also my Follow Focus video, I talk about the cheap Chinese knockoffs or Indian knockoffs versus quality stuff. That's not saying that China doesn't make good stuff. They do. They make some great stuff. This lens that I'm testing is pretty freaking phenomenal, especially for the money. It's pretty amazing. But there are companies that build something amazing and then other companies that knock it off. And Pro-Aim is one of the biggest knockoff companies on the planet. They will literally just steal an idea and make it tomorrow. And they don't make it the same quality. The Flycam, so honestly, if you're looking for a handheld stabilizer that's not powered, find an HD 4000 glide cam on eBay. They'll probably sell for $200 or $300. Buy that. You'll be far better off. The arms that you're talking about from Pro-Aim are junk. They really are not fantastic. I get emails from companies like them all the time asking me to do reviews on their products. They'll happily send me one for free to do all that stuff. I don't do those because sometimes cheap knockoffs are not worth it. I'll give you an example, and the only reason that I'm giving this example is because I'm not going to do the review on it after looking at it. But I was hit up to do a review on a teleprompter. And I looked at this prompter and I thought, well, it's kind of interesting. Maybe it'll be worth it. But as I looked at it more and more, and then I sent them back some questions, and they answered back, I don't think, if you're super cheap and you'll never ever have any money ever again and you have to have a teleprompter, it might work. But I don't think the build quality is there. I think the implementation of it is really poor, and I think it's really designed for someone who has no money and is filming with their phone and needs to be able to use a teleprompter. And that's it. I don't think it's worth anybody's time here for me to review it. And the same thing with a Flycam or a Pro-Aim. or any of those really, really cheap knockoffs. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, you can do what you want. I have owned that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've gone down that rabbit hole. I've got boxes of I almost said junk, boxes of junk back there, and I usually give the stuff away. After I buy it and realize that it really isn't that good, I give it away and let someone else have it. So I hope that answers your question. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for something like that, get an HD 4000. Get the Devin Graham edition if you can. It's actually a little bit better. Find it on eBay. You probably find that for $400. It's worth it. Bill says, would the Canon EOS RA full-frame mirrorless camera designed for astrophotography be good for low-light photography as well? If not, why? So what the RA is, it is basically their other camera, their other mirrorless, but they remove a filter. So we put on, I don't build cameras that are designed for the way our eyes see. They have to have a what they call a low pass filter on their sensor, because the sensor sees far more than we see. And if you don't believe that, shine a remote control at your camera and you'll see the light, but you won't see the light if you look at it, because your camera can pick it up. So a low pass filter for light is put on the cameras to allow them to mimic and not pay attention to that other light, which would then change the exposure. So on the RA, what they've done is they've taken off that filter, as well as they've taken off the anti-moire. So moire, if you don't know what moire is, moire, if you see like a shirt that's striped and someone kind of moves with the camera, moire is when the pixels can't line up and it creates a jagged line. And so you get this kind of pattern that flows on stripes. That's called moire. So they put an anti-moire filter on there. You know what an anti-moire filter is? It's a softening filter. It basically softens it up where those lines aren't detailed enough, so they don't do it. So they take the anti-moire off. They take the low pass filter off. Now the camera can see super sharp, and it can see the full spectrum, which when you're dealing with space objects, you want the full spectrum. That's what it's for. It also does a very bad job at human skin because it's got all that extra light. So that's why. Aaron Smith says, thanks for the tips and your honesty. I appreciate it. Now, thank you, Aaron. Be sure and tell all your friends about my channel. I need more subs. And if you want to buy anything on Amazon, just use my link. It would be awesome. And if I don't have a link to something, just click on one of my links and then just add anything else to the cart. It'll be world. Gerald says, yeah, I really learned my lesson with tripods. Yeah, Gerald, I mean, Aaron, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I get it. I mean, there are some cheap tripods out there as well that I've had the same conversation with to people. And actually, if you look on my tripods video, I show some really cheap tripods, and you get what you pay for. You really, really do. And it's really worth it. The phrase that I use all the time is, if you buy it right, you only buy it once. So buy it right, buy it once. And that's the phrase that I used with the Bright Tangerine gear all the time, because they're so well engineered that you only need to buy them one time. You never have to buy another one. My matte boxes will last a lifetime. My follow focus is designed for a lifetime, if not 2 lifetimes. And the same thing with a good stabilizer. A good handheld non-motorized stabilizer. GlideCam did a lot of research, and GlideCam was originally kind of a knockoff company, but they fixed their ways and they started developing their own stuff. And the GlideCam HD 4000 is fantastic. It's heavy, but it's fantastic. Gerald says, back to audio. When you are doing talking head kind of stuff, what mics do you use? Depends on the location. So if I am doing outdoors, I will typically use a shotgun. If I am indoors, I will use a super cardioid microphone or a cardioid microphone. And if you don't know much about they're patterns. So they're called polar patterns of of the way a microphone picks up. So, for instance, if this is my microphone, which is a pen, and this is my pattern, this is circular. So on all sides, it's all around. That's an omnidirectional pickup, which means it can pick up equally on all sides. A cardioid has, from this point right here, it has kind of a loop like this. So it goes out and it has a little bit of rejection from this side. So kind of like a mushroom. And it picks up audio a little wider. Then a supercardioid would be a little longer. A shotgun is like this. And then, the Omni being all around. Now, why cardioid versus shotgun? So when you're outdoors, it's about rejection. You're trying to reject everything around you, and it's just a world of noise. When you're inside, what can happen is I'm pointing this microphone at their face, but I can't point it like right here. It has to be up above or below. And what happens is that shotgun is picking up all the way down here, which means it can pick up the reflection off the floor. Where I talk, it hits that brick wall, bounces over here, bounces back over here, comes down to the floor, and now comes right back up to the shotgun. It can do that, and it does do that, which is why I tell you to bring moving blankets to set down to try to block that audio from bouncing around. So supercardioid or cardioid is better suited for inside of a enclosed space, because that pattern is much shorter and it's going to pick up well right in this area. So that, let's see here. Harold Green says, buy once, cry once. Yes, it's true. You will cry the first time, but it's so, what am I wearing today? Ooh, I love lenses. Do close. I was starting to get warm, so I just wanted to. Plus, I want all my shirts to fit it well. That's why I'm losing weight. Yeah, it's true. I mean, you buy once, you cry once, but you only have to buy it once. And you buy it right. Gerald says, speaking of stabilizers, with my back issues, I love to get my hands on something like an Easy Rig. Yeah, Easy Rigs are not the end-all answer to back problems. So I have owned many different types. And as I said earlier, I need to lose some weight. And that is my biggest problem with my back issues. I've used the Easy Rigs and the various, what's the one I had? I forget the name of it, but it was for my Movi Pro. And you still hurt your back. It still puts pressure on your back. Even though it shouldn't. It should be on your waist. It's additional weight on your legs and your back, and it will hurt. But I get it. Yes, Allie. Allie says, any ideas what happened to the Misfit matte box? It seems to be discontinued. It's coming back. It's another one. Soon. I kind of alluded to that previously. If you look on, I think Bright Tangerine's Instagram photos, I think you'll find a picture of what the new one might be. There's more. It's not discontinued. It's there. What brand mics in particular? Let me grab something. I need to go in here and grab it. I will give you the example of the very best mic that's affordable for interviews, because I need to show it to you. It's a Russian microphone. Hopefully I'm not just giving y'all static. But I have to get it off the shelf back here. Dig. Dump that on the floor. Yep, everybody's happy when I dump stuff on the floor. Here's the box. Make sure the microphone is in there. Boy, won't he be surprised. And there it is. Okay. So there's that one. Where is my other one? Let me see what this one is. Yep, that one. Doo-doo-doo. Well, all right, fine. Rex, no. Oh, sorry, buddy. I ran into my dog. Right there. That's what I want. No, Rex. Move! We're not going outside. I'm still live streaming. Can't you tell? My dog has no idea what the internet is. Also, Gerald, if you go back, look at my audio. I did a video like almost 2 years ago. Gripped. Come back and I'm seeing Dave Donaldson. Take it off. Do it slowly. Do it slowly. Okay, let me see what I missed here. Dave, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so microphones. So this is the mic right here that I recommend for interviews close up. It's called an Octava. Let's see here. Switch to there. Octava. It says USA, but it's definitely from Russia. And this is a tiny, tiny, tiny little mic. And this is a cardioid mic. Go back here and see if I've locked up. Nope, okay. It's a cardioid mic. It's really tiny. They have one that you can buy that is also a super cardioid. So there's a little module on it. This one, it's kind of a modular little thing. I've got this adapter here, which is a low pass or high pass filter. So it's basically, it cuts out the low frequencies, so pops and people's deep voices you don't get that proximity effect. But it is fantastic. It's about $350. I don't think it's available on Amazon. Let me look. Because if it is, I'll give you a link. That's how I roll. Dave, what's going on, buddy? I'm going to have Dave on the show. It's called an MK012. And they do have it. Fantastic, Gerald. And it's cheaper. So apparently, wow. Wow. Maybe my video caused them to be super popular. Check this out. Right there is your microphone. So that, it's cheaper. It's $300 now. Am I on the right? There we go. And this is a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, little microphone. So I had to order mine from Russia. Okay, let's see. Make sure I don't have any. In the meantime, while dropping weight, what would be the best stabilizer for us fellows with bad backs? Lightest you could possibly get. I mean, honestly, whatever the lightest one that will do the job is what you want. This one right here, this is an NTG3, which is I believe it's a cardioid microphone. It's typically an instrument mic, but it also works for interviews. It's a little big. Wow. Better not have battery in here. Good. Oh, that's right. This one uses 9 volt. I don't keep 9 volts around, so. But this is a great mic, but not near as good as the Octava. And this one probably costs as much as the Octava. Here is, this is an NTG2 from Rode. This is a shotgun mic. Again, you notice they get longer and longer, the bigger the polar pattern, or the more narrow the polar pattern is, because of the design. I mean, but this I would use outdoors, and I would use it with a dead cat, which I probably just got demonetized. And then my dog goes, dead cat? What? So those are the one, and then this is a blimp, which is, you can see inside, which you can't because this end is on. If you look inside, you can see, oh, there we go. See, there's a shock mount in there. And it's super easy to just pull it off and slide the whole thing off. But this is a giant wind diffusion device. So if you're outside, you may actually have to have this thing. And what it does is the wind hits the mesh inside here and slows way, way down where it can't affect your audio quality. Gerald, does that answer your questions? If not, throw some more down there. Let's see here. Alex says, I'm an ex-gymnast now with a pretty shoddy back. I'm looking at getting an easy rig for my now pretty heavy rig. What issues was the easy rig causing to your back? So when you're flying an easy rig, when you're flying any of those stabilizers, you put it has a harness, and the harness puts all the weight on your hips, which is the way you want it. Some people put it on their shoulders. That is a no-no. That causes even more. However, you still need to hold the camera. You can't allow the camera to float. Otherwise, you'll get kind of dancy footage. So when you have the Ready Rig is the one. The Ready Rig GS is what I have. When you put the Movi Pro on it, you don't want it to just float free. You want to have a little bit of weight on your arms, or else it's going to bounce as you walk. So you're still having to hold it, and you've got you've got the weight on your hips. However, the center of gravity is your problem, because you have all this weight hanging out in front of you, which is going to pull you forward, even though it's sitting on your hips, which means you have to use your back to lay back to kind of take the stress off. So you're constantly using your back to counteract. It's toughy. It's a toughie. Am I in log? No, I'm bright again, Grumbo. You don't. It always makes me. How about that? Is it better? Y'all happy now? Gerald says, are those blimps really that much better than a dead cat? Yes. They're for different purposes, though. The dead cat is good for it's light winds, light to maybe medium winds, no more than about 8 miles an hour. And then this is next. And this is good for about 20. And you can actually put both in there. And in fact, there's a dead cat, and then there's foam. Foam is good for about 2 miles an hour. Then you've got dead cats, and then you've got this, and then you have the dead wombat, which is hilarious. But it is a full fur, just like this, that goes on the blimp. And they absolutely are necessary if you're going to be outside. So when I was out doing the Knights of the Grail, another gunshot? Wow. That was all done with the dead cat because the wind wasn't that bad that day. But it was light. But I brought the blimp because you just never know what the wind's going to be like. And this guy right here, there's no dead cat for this. So this is indoor only. But I'm telling you, man, the quality. Oh, you know what? I think I can show what I was talking about. Look at there. This is how you know it's a good mic, because it's written in German, Russian. Let's go through here. See, there's the graph of the frequency response of this microphone, and on top of that, in here, I lied. I thought it was on there. Well, there's a polar pattern somewhere. Must be on the box. Well, okay. I was going to show the polar pattern, but I'm not now. So there. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Gerald has a question mark. What's your question mark? Harold says, cool, I never really had guesstimate miles per hour for using each. Yeah, it's, I mean, I have seen where the blimp is not enough, even with the dead wombat on it. They have some, they're about this big, and they're kind of like a tetrahedral design. It's like two cones put together, and they hold on. Wife is texting me. Gotta respond. Oh. Wow, that stuff's expensive. She says they only have one roll. Okay. Sorry about that. Kevin Kelly. Hey, Kevin. Even with the best blimp, I always use the fur cover since the wind is usually 10 to 15. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you carry it all with you because you just don't know. I mean, unless it's just dead calm. But never will I be outside without something on a shotgun because it will pick it up. I mean, if a mouse breaks wind, I'm trying not to get demonetized. Let's see. If you can. But nah. Okay. Yeah. It's you don't want, I mean, there's no faster way to ruin your audio than wind. And I was saying if a mouse breaks wind, a shotgun mic will pick that up. So always something on there. Ollie says, are you still planning on doing the cooking set? Yes, but it's now pushed to a 2020 goal. Mostly because I'm really into the motion control at the moment, and it's all set up, and it's big. So I mean, it's like having a robot in here. So I don't want to take that down for that, and I can't afford to build on anything unless everyone goes out to Amazon today and buys some product. Yeah, no. Yeah, cooking. Still planning on doing. I mean, right now, the other problem with that, Ollie, is being on the diet that I'm on now for probably the next 6 months. I can't make anything delicious. Well, I can make keto stuff, or I'm doing pseudo keto, but I mean, I can't make like the really delicious stuff that I like to make on there. So yeah, I mean, I guess I could have my friends make it, but that's not fun. Kevin Kelly says, Dead Calm, wasn't that a movie? It was. You know, that was one of the first movies that really kind of creeped me out. That was, what's her name? Gerald. She's from Australia also. Oh, that movie, yeah, I don't want to go into that movie. That movie freaked me out. There was one scene that just ruined it for me. No, hold on. Hold on. Get one. Okay, she's getting all the parts for the hot tub. I think it's hot. I think we're gonna be relaxing in it tonight. Dave Donaldson, where'd you go, man? You just drop one little comment and now I'm all like insecure about it. Where's your chicken nuggets? Where's your chicken nuggets? I'm gonna have Dave on the live stream one day for all your questions and fun. Dave said he'd do it, and I believe him when he says that. Let's see here. What was the Yep. Gerald, what was your question mark for? Yeah. Wow, I did not. That is so cool that Octava is available now on Amazon. You can get it in black and silver. Wow, that's the good one. Oh man, I need to update mine. Yeah, that link that I sent That's the one that has the omnidirectional cardioid and hypercardioid capsules. That has all of them. That is too cool. Hey, does anybody want to buy a... That's kind of amazing. Wow. Yeah, buy one of those. And use my link. No, that's a really good... wow, they're selling a windscreen for it. It's foam, so it'll be good for 1 mile an hour. Yeah, that's... Look at that. Whoa. Wow, they brought the full spectrum here. Oh, I'm impressed now. Wow. Wow. They have all the capsules now. All of them. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out on microphones. I used to be an audio guy. Gerald says, was just a leftover from the previous comment. Got too happy with the enter key. I do understand. Yeah, I'm really kind of pleased with this Octavia. I mean, I've had this thing for 8-10 years now. Probably about 8 years. This one, man, they got all these. Oh man, that's too cool. That is too cool. That is really cool. Let's see. There's no reviews on it. Why? Some of the best microphones on the planet. That's cool. Come on, let's throw some questions. 5:56. I mean, we're getting close to the end, and I'll end it at 6. Don't make me pull this bus over. But if you've got more questions, I've got more time. I mean, it's all up to you guys. Whatever you guys want, I'm good for it. Octavas sometimes have a QC problem. There was a guy that modded them to be better. Interesting. I wonder, just looking at the price of that and the price that I paid versus what they pay or what you can pay now and all the stuff, I'm kind of wondering if maybe Russia sent them off to China to be mass produced. It's interesting. I'll look into the QC. Mine is fantastic, but like I said, mine's 8 years old and actually came from Russia. So it may be that maybe they went a little bit cheaper, but I mean, pretty phenomenal. Looks very similar to the Sheps. It does, but it is not a Sheps. Yeah, the very best microphones out there are the Sheps. And who is that one guy? There's one guy on YouTube that talks about all the Sheps mics. He's like the super nerd of audio mics, and he's a big Sheps guy, and he'll show you what a Sheps. The Sheps is going to cost you thousands, but that is what they use. Like all Saturday Night Live is all done with Sheps. All. Gerald says, my wallet says I stick with the Deity gear for now until income. Yeah, I understand that. Does Deity have one? I think they do. Diety, Mike. I think they have a cardioid. There's the shotgun. There's a super cardioid. There's a off-act. No. I swear I saw one in NAB. I will have to I want to reach out to them. Wow. Even the Rode Blimp is cheap now. Everything's getting cheap. I paid so much money for that Rode Blimp. Let's see here. All right, it's 5:59. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Throw some questions out there. Throw a question mark, Gerald. Throw something out there to stall me, because in 30 seconds, I'm going to close it out. And you've all been fantastic today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Seriously, if it wasn't for y'all, I'd probably just put out a video once every couple of months, and just for the fun of it. I enjoy this community that we've built. I mean, we're at now 3,000 subscribers. It's amazing. I love it. Kevin says, update on backpacks from a month ago. Mystery Ranch packs only go for 39-inch waist. There's a store in Austin that sells them. Interesting. I will look into that. Harold says, I appreciate you. Man, I appreciate you, Harold, even if it's just for allowing me to type on your... No, I appreciate you. No, I appreciate each and everybody out here. I think it's fantastic. Alex says, thanks, Scott. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you. You too. Enjoy your shoot. Yep. All right, we're gonna close it out. Seriously, thank you all for just being a part of this community. I do appreciate it. I love the conversation. It's like I'm sitting around just with a group of friends chatting, and I love it. I think it's great. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section down below, and I try to read and respond to each and every one of you just to say thank you. Gerald says, great stream, Gerald. I agree. I have a Patreon if you want to support me that way, or Amazon if you want to support through the links. I appreciate that. I have PayPal if you want to throw me a tip that way. I appreciate that. Remember, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget the alert bell. Set it to the maximum effort on alert bell. And if you like this one, give me the thumbs up. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.